Philosophy time. Sullivan, adept now at thought speed flight and helping the others to learn, was doubtful. Jonathan, you were an outcast once. Why do you think that any of the gulls in your old time would listen to you now? You know the proverb, and it's true. The gull sees farthest who flies highest. Those gulls where you came from are standing on the ground, squawking and fighting amongst themselves. They're 1,000 miles from heaven, and you say you want to show them heaven from where they stand? Jonathan, they can't see their own wingtips. Stay here. Help the new gulls here, the ones who are high enough to see what you have to tell them. He was quiet for a moment, and then he said, what if Chien had gone back to his old world? Where would you have been today? The last point was a telling one, and Sullivan was right. The gull sees farthest who flies highest. Jonathan stayed and worked with the new birds coming in, who were all very bright and quick with their lessons. But the old feeling came back, and he couldn't help but think that there might be one or two gulls back on Earth who would be able to learn too. How much more would he have known by now if Chien had come to him on the day that he was outcast? Sully, I must go back, he said at last. Your students are doing well, and they can help you bring the newcomers along. Sullivan sighed, but he did not argue. I think I'll miss you, Jonathan, was all he said. Sully, for shame, Jonathan said in reproach, and don't be foolish. What we are trying to practice here every day. What are we trying to practice here every day? If our friendship depends on things like time and space, then when we finally overcome time and space, we're destroying our own brotherhood. But overcome space and all we have left is here. Overcome time and all we have left is now. And in the middle of here and now, don't you think we might see each other once or twice? Sullivan Seagull laughed in spite of himself. You crazy bird, he said kindly. If anybody can show someone on the ground how to see 1,000 miles, it will be Jonathan Livingston Seagull. He looked at the sand. Goodbye, Jonathan, my friend. Goodbye, Sully. We will meet again. And with that, Jonathan held in thought an image of the great gull flocks on the shore of another time, and he knew with practiced ease that he was not bone and feather, but a perfect idea of freedom in flight, limited by nothing at all. Fletcher Lynn Seagull was quite young, but already knew that no bird had ever been so harshly treated by any flock or with so much injustice. I don't care what they say, he thought fiercely, and his vision blurred as he flew out towards the far cliffs. There's so much more to flying than just flapping around from place to place. A mosquito does that. One little barrel roll around the elder gull just for fun, and I'm an outcast? Are they blind? Can't they see? Can't they think of the glory it'll be when we learn to fly? I don't care what they think. I'll show them what flying is. I'll be pure outcast, pure outlaw, if that's what they want. I'll show them what flying is. I'll be pure outlaw, if that's what they want. And I'll make them so sorry. The voice came inside his own head, and though it was very gentle, it startled him so much that he faltered and stumbled in the air. Don't be harsh on them, Fletcher Seagull. In casting you out, the other gulls have only hurt themselves. And one day they will know this. And one day they will see what you see. Forgive them and help them to understand. An inch from his right wingtip flew the most brilliant white gull in all the world, gliding effortlessly alone, not moving a feather, and what was nearly Fletcher's top speed. There was a moment of chaos in the young bird. What's going on? Am I mad? Am I dead? What is this? Low and calm, the voice went on within his thoughts, demanding an answer. Fletcher Lynn Seagull, do you want to know to fly? Yes, I want to fly. Fletcher Lynn Seagull, do you want to fly so much that you will forgive the flock and learn and go back to them one day and work to help them know? There was no lying to the magnificent, skillful being, no matter how proud or how hurt a bird was Fletcher Seagull. I do, he said softly. Then Fletch, that bright creature said to him, and the voice was very kind, let's begin with love of flight. We all have something to teach. We all have something to learn. Let's go out in the world and make it beautiful. Love.